From the smog hanging over cities to the smoke inside the home, air pollution poses a major threat to health and climate. Quality air contributes greatly to the well-being of people across the globe. The World Health Organization says air pollution kills an estimated 7 million people worldwide every year, with 9 out of 10 people breathing air containing high level of pollutants. In Sierra Leone, carbon monoxide emission is a major pollutant of air. Emission from vehicles is among the primary source of pollution. The Environment Protection Agency is a body charged with a mandate to oversee environmental issues and also enforce compliance. The institution has a whole department on chemical management.
Yes, carbon monoxide is one of those pollutants that are a product of exhaust fumes coming from the combustion of fossil fuels. Their impacts are enormous when they real, but the very immediate one that you will sense when infected with carbon monoxide is when it gets in touch with your lungs. Definitely you're facing some breathing challenges. It will reduce the amount of oxygen exchange. Generally, the environment, we consider it as a pollutant, and it's like a necessary evil for now.
Freetown, like many urban cities, is a host to thousands of vehicles. Sadly, the reality is that a large number of these vehicles are deemed not roadworthy. Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority approves and gives license to vehicles after testing their fitness for the road.
According to the law, all vehicles that are emitting carbon monoxide are not supposed to use the road. We are doing everything possible, and what we lack now is the equipment, the smoke tester. Initially we are having it, started using it up to the point to become defective, and we cannot reach out the suppliers for a replacement. But with the present or the current and development that is taking place now, because we are hearing about these auto specs, and with the arrival of auto spec, I think they will be equipped with all those equipment. Then we will start testing vehicles for smoke test. Right, we'll start testing, then ascertain if the level of carbon monoxide is very high, then we remove you from using the road or refuse licensing or registering that type of vehicle. Normally we do on-the-spot checks in the city as well as the provinces, right? So when we come across such type of vehicle and others that are in deployable state, we give them prohibition order. Prohibition order is we give prohibition order to vehicles that are in very poor mechanical state, vehicles that are in very poor mechanical states, and those that emit heavy smokes, including vehicles that emit smoke that have got high content of carbon monoxide.
Without the necessary equipment to test vehicles, the job of keeping unfit vehicles off the street remains a challenge to the authority, but they do not work alone. The Freetown City Council over the years has developed bylaws to prevent vehicles emitting carbon monoxide from plying the city. But how effective are these bylaws? Suleiman Zainupaka is the Environment Protection Officer of FCC.
It is quite true that air pollution has been very much challenging for developing countries like that of Sierra Leone, and as a result of that, as a council, this has actually came to our attention, and working together with other stakeholders in that area, we actually decided to put together some bylaws. And the past. Basically, the essence of those bylaws was to regulate, outdated vehicle from, plying the streets of Freetown. But however, we experienced a lot of challenges in the implementation of that bylaw. It falls within the statutory nuisance bylaw of 2010. Basically, That law is actually saying that if your vehicle is not roadworthy and it's emitting, carbon monoxide to a greater extent, it should not ply the streets of Freetown.
Addressing carbon monoxide emission requires a collective effort from SLISA, Sierra Leone Port Authority, EPA, and a host of others.
We do not actually issue license, to vehicle owners. The challenge has been that if before licenses are issued to vehicle owner, there must have been some assessment, on the condition of the vehicle, and that they normally take into consideration the age of the vehicle, where the vehicle is coming from, just the general condition of the vehicle. And so the owners were challenging that if the authority can issue us license, as a local authority, you cannot challenge that our road is not worthy.
Well, the authority is more now ready to test these vehicles for carbon monoxide. The only challenge we are having now is this lack of equipment. Yeah, we really want this equipment to be spread all over the country because Freetown is not Sierra Leone, right? We want, and at the same time, we want policies on limiting the age of vehicles entering into the country, right? Because some of these second-hand vehicles that are coming entering into the country are vehicles that have been tested over there, have failed the smoke test. Yes, we import them into the country. You see, that is harmful. So if there are policies that can limit the age of vehicles coming into the country, that will help a lot. How we can improve on that is to try to improve on the standard of garages all over the country. Now technology has advanced, and most of our garages are outdated.
We as an agency, in trying to understand the situation, because you need to understand the situation before you want to talk about measures, how to go about to manage it. We did a research to understand exactly the level of emissions. The research was on single carriage road. I will refer you to Kissy Road specifically, where traffic congestion is very, very high. And then also to dual carriage road like Wilkinson Road. These are dual carriage roads. So the sampling was focused on particulate matter, carbon monoxide, and ideally, it's like trying to qualify what you already know in terms of quantity. So we realized that indeed these emissions are very, very high. And that is why immediately after that particular study, we had already discussed with the Bureau of Standards to start talking about, which we've already achieved, coming up with air quality standards, for which carbon monoxide is one of them. And that has been completed, and now as an agency we're working on an overall policy trying to come up with regulations regarding the control of air emissions.
Air pollution leads to diseases such as stroke, heart disease, lung cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and respiratory infection, including pneumonia. 1.4 million people die of stroke every year, and 2.4 million people die of heart disease. The World Health Organization says air pollution is an invisible killer that lurks all around us, preying on the young as well as the old.